Hi guys, sorry I took off the glasses because of the glare. Um, Hello, hi it's Julie. Um, this video wasn't planned. Um, I know I started these videos. Um, I think about a year ago, more than a year ago. Um, and it was to not only to spread kindness and positivity with love, but it was more to teach you guys how to navigate the the journeys that everybody's going through. And when I say journeys, it's because there's so many of them that we seldom forget that you could be going through one or you could be going through a bunch of them at once. And especially with the world we live in today, there's just so many things happening that sometimes circumstances happen that we're not aware of, and then boom, you're hit with stuff. And not to say that one journey is easier than any other journey. It's more to say that if done properly and if done continuously, not, um, of course, a journey of life is like forever, right? You never stop learning and growing. But when people get on these journeys of life, spiritual growth, um, educational, sobriety, any other kind of journey, it and life is a journey. So I don't want to just pinpoint certain journeys and neglect any other journey because everything is a journey in itself. But when I mean journey, it's a growing journey because you're literally working on yourself and the things around you to not only make you better as a human, but your surroundings and then everything outside of your circle better, right? So this is going to be just a little of a more extensive video because the other ones I just miss you guys and I always want to wish you best and amazing and love and hugs and kisses and everything to make your days and your weeks and your months better. But I don't want you to think it's only sunshine and rainbows and that a lot of people don't, and giving up is not easy either. Because it's like starting in day one. Every time you do that reset button and start over, that means you want to push better. You want to be better. So pat yourself on the back for that. The journey's not easy. Any journey is not easy. There's going to be a lot of. Sorry, have my headphone on, my earbud in. There's going to be a lot of loneliness. There's going to be a lot of quiet. There's going to be a lot of stillness. There's going to be a lot of blame, a lot of anger to yourself and to others. There's going to be, and this is how you know that that you're actually working on the proper way of doing it. I don't like being emotional when I do videos for you guys because I just want to show you the best of me. But the journeys are hard. But that's how you know you're doing it right because there's going to be sadness and anger and happiness and a lot of reflecting. A lot of reflecting on not only the situations you're in now, but it's going to be the situations since you were little. You're going to start looking at everybody differently. You're going to start kind of understanding why people are the way they are, or why they speak the way they speak, or why they act the way they act. And most times in life, it's because of, and it's usually goes back to childhood. And I don't like to put that on like the humans that raised us and all that stuff. But they as well, if they go through their journeys and all that, they get to reflect and see, you know, they're humans that raised them. We're not perfect humans, by all means. We're not. But the one thing that we can be is good. There are places you can talk to people. You could go to churches, pastors, you could go to therapists, you could go to really close friends that you trust. Because the reason, and I'm sorry if I sound like whatever you want me to sound like, but the reason most times when you go through journeys, you don't go to your friends and family or certain people in your life is 9 times out of 10, that's where it started. And if you're like that, imagine, you know, it's not an easy one. And but I know when you come to a point of the journey, yeah, I know it sounds so weird to this video because it's like just everywhere. I'm gonna try to make videos to incorporate so you guys can understand what I'm saying. But when you get to a certain point in the journey, that's when grace happens, peace happens, love happens. And I know in my earlier videos, I always talked about people and their superpowers or they're gifted, their purposes in life. Like those start shining when you are in and you sit with this or whatever it is that you're working through. You start to see what you liked before, like you as a human, like whether it's the writing, singing, dancing, drawing, reading, learning, nature, traveling, all that stuff. You start learning all that. And the reason I know I was saying we don't go to family for it. First, you go within, and then you start working your way out. Of course, therapy or pastors and all that, they're very helpful because they're not biased when it comes to your situation. And they can give you starting points where you can like start picking up, you know, start like giving yourself a layout of how to do things in the proper ways. But then you use your discernment and start putting it together the way you're most comfortable doing it. You're going to go through a lot of lessons, and some of them are going to be hard and they hurt, and then you don't want to do it, and you start isolating, and you're like, I'm just like over this one, and it's going to be over. Journey's never over, but they do tend to slow down where you can have your breathing space and continue living life and doing the things you love and understanding because I always tell you guys take a pause from after you leave work at work and then live your life. The reason I say that is because a lot of people were so busy with things outside of our life that we don't understand that work is not our only life. We're supposed to love. We're supposed to care for our children. We're supposed to explore the playground given to us by our Creator. We're supposed to not always be grumpy. We're supposed to have a smile on our face. We're not supposed to always be sad. And we're supposed to be teachers. And the reason I say teachers is because if you have your tribe blessed to you by our Creator, you teach them, and so on and so forth. And then you teach others to make it better for them. And we're just not supposed to work. We're supposed to fill our purpose in life. And most times, you see people that are by themselves and doing their own thing. And you think, oh, that's what I want to do. Maybe that's the way I'm supposed to do it. In a journey, there's a part where you reflect alone, and then you balance yourself out with a person, a partner, or whatever, and then you walk through the journey together. The reason I say that as well is because um, when you start a journey, you start the reflecting, the forgiving, the releasing, all that stuff. But then 9 times out of 10, then you just start self-isolating, and you're thinking, wow, this is amazing. I like being alone. I like just, the solitude and living the isolated life and doing whatever I want. However, when you do that, no one's like bringing up triggers to make you see what you have to continue working on in life. Um, how you're supposed to, because it's growth, right? It's patterns. You grow up. And if you're only isolated and if you're only keeping yourself alone, when people do come into your life, like the outside sources, right? Outside sources, peers, friends, family, foes, come in for those little blimps of time. It's just a little blimp, so you can just move that away. But when longer things like coworkers or relationships or family members come into your life and you didn't learn how to grow and see your triggers through the longer periods of time with certain people, then you're not doing it correct, because you're going to always find triggers, and then you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, um, I'd rather be alone. But that's not how growing is. We're meant to be paired. I'll continue saying that. And a lot of people will also agree with me, and there will be people that disagree with me, and I'm okay with that too. 9 times out of 10, the ones that disagree are the ones that are still self-isolating. In life, we're supposed to have fun. In life, we're supposed to do our purpose. In life, we're supposed to, reach what we want to reach, have success in whichever way success looks for you, whether it's farming, singing, dancing, drawing, writing a book, whatever it is, the success for you and your partner or your person or your family, whatever it is. But in order to get those, if you're just in the 9 to 5 and just in a continuous cycle and thinking this is how it's supposed to be, then you're in a rat race and you're not living the purpose to fulfill the inner you, the reason you're here. There's the right way, there's the paused way, and there's the wrong way. You choose which way you want to do it, how you want to do it. The longer you put it off, the longer you stray away from the further you stray away from your path. There are people that you can talk to, learn with, grow with. I don't want to get emotional, but I do care for you guys and I want the best for all of you. One step at a time. And know that even if you press that pause to their journey, don't leave it paused. Because after all, aren't you worth it? Aren't your little ones worth seeing how amazing you are? Just think of it this way. If you could see you in the eyes of little you, when you were little? Would you be proud? Have you done things that little you wanted you to do? Do you smile daily? And I don't mean just superficial smiles. I mean, do you feed the inner you? And if so, good. That means you do. And if not, just take a look at what you can do better. I believe in you. I'm always going to be here. I'm always going to make videos. I'm always going to put my posts out for you guys because why not? I want to be a cheerleader. If you don't have one, because I know sometimes it's lonely or you don't have those people around you, or maybe your people are far away in different states, different countries. But just know there are people here hoping, praying, and wishing for everybody to get their happily ever after. And I am one of them. And I so want everybody to just be happy in this world and love, live, laugh, dance, sing out loud, and not care about anybody or what anybody thinks. Once you validate yourself, you don't need a validation from anybody else. Love yourself and you'll love others. Pretty weird video, but I want to put out more videos like this to give you, guidance into how you can navigate whatever journey you're going through. I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be one, but I am one that has and have been on this journey. And I have seen a lot of ups and downs, and isolation is big and but lessons are great too. The doors opening are amazing. The people you get to meet are absolutely amazing. Even the ones that are lessons, even the lessons become blessings because they just made you a stronger person. So even if this video was a little different, and I know it's late, I normally don't do videos late, and I just want you to know you're cared for, you're seen, you're heard, you're loved, and you're prayed for. Till my next video, walk with God, keep it moving. God bless. I love you guys. Virtual hugs. Have a good night. God bless.